Welcome everyone. My name is Amy Edwards. I am a Platinum Consultant with Evolution and Archer Travel. And today we are going to learn about daily commissions and mock bookings with My Profitagility. So My Profitagility is a vendor that specializes in resort weeks, condos. They have dates that are very discounted if your travel is within 60 days. And then they also have travel that you can book within a year and hotel options. So the first thing that I want to go through is show you how to register for My Profitagility. So you're going to go to your back office and log in with your agent ID and then the password you created when you first got your agent ID or when you first enrolled. Then you're going to go to your travel cafe, because your travel cafe is where everything travel related is and where you're going to find all the information for any vendors or any signups with any vendors. So this one is in a little bit of a different location. If you look here in the travel cafe on the left, it's going to say My Profitagility Resort Weeks and Condos. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And what this is going to give you, it's going to give you a link to actually get signed up in your login page. And the only thing you're going to need is this access code. So the $travel 2019 and $. And I'll go ahead and put that in the chat box. So if you want to do this along with me, you can absolutely do that. So when you click on that login page, it's going to have you put in let's see. So this one's going to be a little different because it remembers that I already have a login. So it'll come to this screen here. So first thing it's going to do, it's going to ask you for that access code. You're going to click next, and then it's going to ask you for all of your information for Archer Travel. You're going to put in your email. You're going to create a password, and that's going to be your login to get to My Profitagility. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to that other screen so that I can log in, but this is how you get enrolled the first time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So the nice thing about Profitagility is there are quite a few trainings, and many of our vendors do as well, but I really like this one because right here on this main page, you can see some special offers that are going on. So the best discounts and best offers, but you can also see all of these different trainings. So if you want to go in and learn a little bit more about them, one thing I do recommend you watching is the advertising restrictions. You have to be kind of careful how you advertise and what you advertise with Profitagility. I actually haven't watched this in about a year, so I'm going to go in here. I made myself a note today to watch this to make sure I have an update. But you can learn how to do the commission control. I'm going to show you how to do commission controls as well. It's going to tell you a little bit about their inventories, their live price comparisons, and all of this. They have an option to hold the inventory as well. Usually you can hold some up to about 3 days. So if you're going to give out a quote, you can give your clients a little time to be able to choose if that's where they want to go. Of course, frequently asked questions, on-site presentation policies, all of this information is going to be on here. So there's where you find the training, just right there on that main page. Now up here, of course, you have your resort week. So your extremely discounted options are going to be within the 60 days of travel. You have up to 12 months of travel that you can work with. The entire inventory available is an option. You can book hotels, so they have a whole section for hotels. And then if you have any on hold, there is your hold list that you can work with so that you don't have to go back and build that itinerary again. Let's see. Samantha asked how you get there again, so I can show you again. So you're going to go to your back office. You're going to go to the travel cafe. From the travel cafe, right here on the left in the menu, you're going to go to My Profitagility Resort Weeks and Condos. And then it's going to ask you for this code right here. All right. So scrolling along here as well, you can see you have hotels, You have resort weeks up to 12 months and resort weeks within 60 days. So within 60 days are going to be your deepest discounts. So I'm going to work with that inventory, but just remember that you have these other options. I'm going to go ahead and click on that 60 days here. Now, daily commissions. Let me give you a little overview about that. So daily commissions are commissions you can earn, and they can be deposited in your account right when you do the booking. So the way that you do that, and so you know how to set that up for yourself, is you are going to complete the entire itinerary. You're going to let the client know that they're going to have 2 charges on their card, one to the resort directly, and the other one is going to be to your, I like to have everybody use a business account. So whether it be PayPal, Adeline, can you turn that down, please? Whether it be PayPal or Square or Venmo or Zelle, there's quite a few options. My personal preference is to use Square, because with Square, I can put their card information right into my Square account online and charge it to them. Whereas if you use like PayPal or Zelle or Cash App, you have to actually send them a link to pay, and then they have to download that app to be able to use. So I try to make it to where they don't have to do all of that. But again, it's completely up to you, because this is your business. I do suggest, though, that you put the account in a business name or your company name that you choose to have. I am from Michigan, and so I'm not required to register my company name. Some states, they want you to register your name, like with your local courthouse or with your local business district. Just check into those options to see if you have to do that. I have quite a few agents on my team, and I haven't had anybody tell me they had to do that yet, but I always like to make sure that you know in case they ask you that. So Square is actually a free service. You can use Square, you can sign up for Square. When you do make a charge, they do hold the processing fee, which is about 1.5% to 2%. The nice thing about Square is you can transfer to your account or your debit card in minutes, your current account or debit card in minutes. And then Square also offers a card to you to be able to use like a debit card. PayPal has those features as well. I'm not a fan of PayPal because they sometimes hold your money just to protect you from any kind of fraud, which I can absolutely appreciate, but the hold seems to be quite a bit. Beverly, you can use your current site, like if you have a boutique or an e-commerce business, yes. You just want to make sure, what's really important is that your client knows what's going to show up on their credit card statement. Because if they have something weird like their book and travel and Jimmy's mechanic shows up for $300, you know, just as an example, they're not going to remember who that is. And you want to make sure that you let them know what that's going to come through as. You just don't want them to dispute that charge. Let's see. Yes, you do have immediate access to those funds through Square. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I really like Square, because I like to have that immediate access. The next thing that I want to let you know is that when you are booking these, you have to make sure the portion that you charge as that daily commission that comes directly to you, that you let your clients know it's non-refundable or whatever your policy is. So if for whatever reason they have to cancel or they have to change dates, that they know and they have the expectation of what that amount is. Now, I'm not going to say charge them $600 in commissions. They have a death in the family and something comes up. You're going to want to figure out how to work with them for that. The nice thing is you're going to do it within 60 days most of the time, but you want to make sure that you have a return client as well. So make sure they know if it's non-refundable, or if you're going to offer a portion of it refundable. You just have to set that with them, set that standard with them. Should you do a separate credit card form? I don't. I do it all together as one. You can, it's completely up to you. As long as you have that credit card authorization form that allows the total amount charged that you charged, you are covered. but you will need that credit card authorization form, even if it's family, even if it's friends, even if it's your brother or your sister. Get that credit card authorization form just to protect yourself and to also protect Archer Travel. All right, so with Profitagility, we're going to do the mock booking and then the daily commissions kind of all in one. And so let me tell you really quick what a mock booking is in case anybody doesn't know what a mock booking is. So with a mock booking, you're basically creating a sale ad. So let's say that you have a quote that you're working on and it's 12 days in Miami with a whole bunch of activities, and you book that for your client. You're going to take that exact same sale that you've made, you're going to put it on a flyer, and you're going to tell others that this is available and how much it's available for. So it's kind of a sale posting, like you can go to Miami, you can spend 12 days, you can do all this activities for this amount. So many people and many of your potential clients, they don't know that they can get an all-inclusive resorts with airline tickets for less than $1,000 a person. And so when they see that they can do that, they're going to come to you and they're going to say, I can afford that. I want to do it. I've always wanted to go. So that's the importance of mock bookings. And so that's why I'm going to show you how to do a mock booking along with the daily commissions. All right, so I'm just going to go here with these default options just so we can kind of have sake of time, but you have all of these options available. You can filter by destination. If you want to specialize or have a niche, you can filter by that destination or that type. So you have all of these options available to you. You also can filter by occupancy. So if you have 6 people going, you don't want to go through a bunch of resorts that only have 2. So you can filter by 6 or 8 or 10. You can make sure that you are only looking at the resorts that have the options available to you. You can do including all-inclusive, and you can do showing all-inclusive. So you could do everything, or you could do just the all-inclusive only. Many different ways to sort. You can sort by price, by star rating, dates, location, resort size, occupancy. Many of these are for a week, and you have to go for the entire week. If you have a late check-in or an early checkout, you're going to want to contact this resort and make sure that's okay. Usually early checkout is okay. Of course, you're not going to get any portion refunded. But if this is from 6/11 till 6/18 and they can't get there till 6/12, you want to make sure this resort is okay with that. Of course, the price is going to be the same, but typically if people don't check in on that first day, sometimes they forfeit that resort, and you want to, or forfeit the entire week, and you want to make sure that that's available. So here's what we have. We have the Sapphire Residences at Coco Sunset Hill in Costa Rica. This is a 3-star resort. Their availability is 6/11 till 6/18. Now that's really close. I wouldn't suggest doing this one as a mock booking because they'd have to do the booking and be ready to leave today, right? So I would scroll down and do a little bit later of a date for a mock booking. But again, we're just going to go through this first option. So they have a 2-bedroom, which sleeps 6. Now this number here with the line through it is actually the price that is typically advertised for to the public. So for this week, for that 2-bedroom that sleeps 6, it's $1,800. As travel agents, we're going to get that for $139.02. Your standard commission, if you were to sell that for $139.02, is $13. So let's say you wanted to go on this trip and you purchased it for that amount, that's the commission you're going to get. But if you're going to sell it to your clients and you're going to advertise to your clients, you can earn $658.11 with their commission control maximum. And this is going to show that the taxes are included. So we're going to go ahead and select that direct resort. So when you open this up, it's going to give you all of the information about the resort that's available to you. Now I want to explain to you, there is a link up here. It's called Share the Property Profile. You can share this profile with your customers. You can copy the link and paste it into an email, and that's what they're going to be able to see. Typically, they don't like you to tell the name because they don't want your clients to be calling up to them and saying, I have it for 1,800, but you know, the neighbor, my travel agent gets it for 139, and why is that? So they don't want you to broadcast their pricing to your clients, and that's why they give you this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that. All the information that I'm going to put in my flyer for my mock booking is going to be this. And in this one, they put the name of it. They don't put the contact information directly, but they tell you about the amenities, the activities. They can go through the photos and the description of the property. They do have some different charges in here. So I always look at what I'm going to send my client. So I always suggest that you go in here and look through this so that your client knows, or so that you know exactly what your client is seeing. Back to here, again, an overview, some photos, all the activities, anything your client's going to see. Now, when you have all-inclusive, you want to check this information because typically the price for all-inclusive isn't included in that $139.02. So if there is an extra charge for parking, or if they charge the extra charge for the all-inclusive part, or maybe some resort fees, that's going to be charged to them. You're going to want to make sure you let your client know when they check in, they are going to have that charge. So you're going to have to, I'm sorry, hold on just a moment. All right, sorry, crying baby there. All right, so any of those charges are going to be typically listed in the resort information. Like this one says, this one has a cash deposit that's required at check-in for incidentals. Airport transportation provided for a fee. You're always going to want to call and see what that fee is. So make sure you read these really closely. No surprises. That's always been my motto. No surprises to the clients or to yourself. So you want to make sure you know what those are. All right, so what I would do from here is I would just hop on, we're going to hop on Canva really quick. And then I am going to go to, I was going to pick this out before I even shared this with you. And if, whoa, I didn't. Let's see if I have one saved here. I think I have one saved. All right, we'll use this one as an example. Just a very generic 2-photo with a description on Canva. Brianna asked, can you do air packages on Profitagility? No. So they don't have air option on there. You'd have to do that separately, but you can do a package to your client, even though you're going to do the hotel separate and the air separate. You can present it at as one whole price to your client. So here's a very simple one. I usually take 4 photos, one of the outside, one of a pool area or ocean area, maybe a dining area or the lobby, and then a bedroom. So I would go right back here and I would click on these. That's a really good one. I usually make sure if they're going to get a basic resort or one with 2 bed or basic room, that I don't put like a huge ocean view with a great big hot tub. I don't want to overstate something and then them expect that and not get that. So this one, for instance, is a kitchen suite. So I would go down through here and I would make sure the one that I'm advertising actually has a kitchen. So I would just right click from these, and I'm going right from the site that Profitagility has said I could send my client. So I'm going to go ahead and put those right on there. And again, Joyce, you said, I thought we couldn't use pictures of the bedroom. So if it states, and like I said, I'm sorry I didn't do this before, but in Profitagility, when you take that training of what you can put on there, make sure that you look through their options. Make sure you look through their options and you see, I always also tell my clients the pictures I use are from the resort directly, but may not be your room directly. Let's see, Karen, no, the 139 is not per person. That 139 is total. So I would take these photos, I would put them over here on my quote. I would copy and paste the description of the property right here. I just copy and paste that. I don't make my own description at all. I put that right here. If it's all inclusive, I'll put it all inclusive. And then I put starting at, and that's very important because let's say in a week down the road, your client comes back to you and they say, okay, I'm ready. Well, the prices could be different. So you always want to have starting at and then a lower price point. So this one, depending on how much you want to charge for your commission, that's the charge you're going to put on here. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. For the one that I chose, it's going to have direct dates on it because this is available for these dates. You could put a little star down here and say other dates are available, but this one is the date that we chose. Excuse me. Always put your logo. Learn about branding your business. There are a couple of trainings on Rising Tide. Amy Cabrera has some trainings. I think Stacy Wren. Always make sure any flyers or any information you put out lead back to you. That's why I always say don't put like Evolution or Archer Travel's phone number because you don't want them to call Evolution or Archer. You want them to call you or email you. So all of my information then is on this flyer. Let's see. Do you put the name of the hotel on your flyer? I usually don't. If they ask me what the name is, I will definitely give it to them so that they can see any type of reviews. That's typically what your clients want to see. But I don't usually put that on the flyer directly. So once you have this and you have the pricing on there and all the dates, that's your mock booking. This is what you're going to post online. So they're going to know you have an all-inclusive vacation in Puerto Vallarta. This is just a different example that I used a while back. Starting at $965 a person. And this is what it's going to look like. How you get to that, and I'm going to show you. Let's say, how do you get to the price? So again, this is our example here. I'm going to click on book and it's going to open up to the booking page. Let's see. How do you put your info on the flyer? So that's through Canva. I make sure to put my info in Canva so I can type it out because anything in Canva you can edit. And if you'd like me to with this recording, I'll include a recording on how to use Canva so all of you know how to do that. Yep. Yeah, I right click and I save the image. Absolutely. That's how I get the image from there. And if you have just one client directly that you're thinking of send this to, just send them that link. That'll work perfectly for them. All right, so on this booking page, you're going to see the booking details. So all of the resort, the dates, the room size, all of that. The cancellation policy. This is very important. Before I finalize a booking to my client, I make sure they know the cancellation policy. I make sure they know if they have to cancel, if they have to change the dates, this is what's going to come back to them, or this is what isn't going to come back to them. You want to copy and paste this cancellation policy as well as yours for your portion. You want to kind of keep it, I try to keep it the same cancellation policy as the resort offers, which typically with 60 days of travel is non-refundable. You have maximum suggested sale price, which is $1,800. The resort week price is $139.02. And now we're going to talk about commission. So let me bring this right down to 0 because it's on the standard. Is there an agent on here that has actually used Profitagility quite a bit before? So somebody told me just the other day that Profitagility sometimes allows travel insurance. I haven't found it. I haven't seen where they have done that. But I will definitely look into that. And if you are going to use Profitagility, I've looked through their training and I haven't noticed it. But I did hear just last week that they do offer a type of travel insurance. So if that's something you want to look through, speak with your mentor, see if they have that information, or we can also contact Archer Travel because I haven't found that yet. Let's see. So should you post a mock booking on the same day that you make them? Very close. Yes, definitely in the same week. The reason I do starting at is because especially if you have air included, air changes almost daily. Sometimes a couple of times a day it'll change. And so you want to make sure that if you have it, if you were to have it listed as for $99 a person, and in 3 days somebody comes to you and it's $140, they're probably going to be a little upset. Or some people think it's $99 a person and I can choose any options I want. So you want to make sure that they know it's starting at that price. Jody, that's a very good suggestion. Save the mock booking template and then you can change the information as you go through. So what I do personally, when I go in here and do a mock booking, I'll use the file and then I'll create a copy. And when I do that, I actually create sometimes a second page. I only download this first page, but I'll create a second page on here just to type in a little field that says, I got this from my Profitagility on this day at this resort. Very easy to do. You can also change the name of it here, but if you email that, they're going to be able to see that name unless you download it and then change it. You can use this here to actually say, this is my Profitagility, a 7-day mock booking in Costa Rica or in, wherever you choose to do. Yeah, absolutely. I put the direct picture of the hotel. Absolutely. I try not to put a picture with the actual name of the hotel on it, but yeah, I'll do that. Absolutely. The only one I'm very careful with is Disney, and you're going to want to learn about the Disney copyrights before you post many Disney photos. And there's actually a training out there for the Disney copyrights and how to learn about what you can use. I don't have a certain, Brianna asked what flights do I use for Profitagility. So for flights, it doesn't matter what vendor you use. I usually personally, I find the best flights by using Skyscanner. You can kind of find, I like the way Skyscanner works. And this is just a small tip because there are so many options. Let's see, we'll leave that just like that because that's the last flight I searched. What I like about Skyscanner is it's a lot like Google Flights, but it has more airlines available. They have a best option, a cheapest option, and a fastest option. And again, they go through 30 different providers. And so before this gets all the way to the end, that's when all your options are going to pop up. So many people, they don't choose to fly Spirit. And so I wouldn't use that cheapest option. But if I scroll down, typically I can see some other options like United is popping up in there. As I let it load entirely, some more options will come up aside from Spirit usually. So I get the pricing from Skyscanner, so I know where I can start. And then I typically go to the airline directly to book. And then to get commission, I usually charge a booking fee, like a ticketing fee for air. You can use Centrav, and I'll put that in the chat box. Centrav. So flights have a published fare and a consolidator fare. If you can find flights with a consolidator fare, which is like a wholesale, Centrav usually has those so that you can add commission. You can put in for your mock booking, I would just use the price of the actual property. Yep. I mean, you could put in including air. So you could do starting at $95 a person from Detroit, or starting at $300 a person from Houston. You could add into that so it includes air, but you want to tell them where you price that at. All right, so now I've done my mock booking. So my mock booking is all set. Now we're going to talk about the commission portion and how I'm going to determine the price. So let's say I've worked with my client back and forth. I've spent, 2 or 3 hours on this. We've went back and forth, and now I found a property that they kind of like, and now I need to give them a price. Typically, a good booking is going to take you an hour or two with a full week. So I like to do, I don't know, if my commission control maximum is $658, I think that $400 seems pretty fair to me. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in, we'll do 400. So now if you look at this, I'm still saving them 700 for the week. This probably could cover their flights. So I'm still saving them 700 and I'm making 400. This price that you want to put in that commission is completely up to you. If you want to put this all the way up to 600, you can do that. This is for 6 people. So to find the price per person, you're going to take this and divide it by 6. If I wanted to do 500, I could just take this and divide it by 6. They're still saving $400. So now my total booking for this resort is going to be the $1,392.49. And that's what's going to be on my credit card authorization form. So now how do I do daily commissions? I'm going to tell them their price is $1,392.49. They're going to see 2 charges on their card. So a portion of the resort is going to go right to the resort. And then the 500 is going to go directly to my business. So they're going to be able to get that to my business. Now I want you to look at this too. It started off at $124.95. If I go up 100, it is now $361. So they also have their different fees that they charge. So the higher up they go, they have a certain portion that they are going to take. So if I put this up to 500, and I can just tell them that's their charge. And then I can let Archer pay me this amount or the 80% of this amount. So I can let it all go through Archer and have it be this amount. Or I can put it back down to 0. I can charge them the $124.95 and then the 500. Now, I know that looks a little weird. I know it looks a little odd because now it's only, 600. But you've also saved a little bit on those fees that are going to come from the resort directly. So you want to pay close attention. If you do it as daily commissions, it's going to be even a little bit less than this. Does that make sense to everybody? What's really nice is that when you do that, it actually figures out that per person rate for you. Now to complete this booking, when they're ready to complete that, hit next. They're going to put in their first name, their last name. You're going to agree to those terms and conditions. Read the terms and conditions. Make sure you know what you're booking. Make sure your client knows what the cancellation policy is for that entire fee or all the charges that go to their card. You are going to then have that credit card authorization form, and you are going to actually charge that amount on their card. You're going to be able to use their card to process their charges. Now, if it's going to be 2 separate charges, tell them. If it's going to be 3 separate charges, if you're going to add air, let them know. Always let them know exactly what's going to be on their credit card statement. That's very important that they know that because you don't want them to dispute it. You're going to have the credit card authorization form in the event that they do, but they're not going to like that something odd shows up, like the gym's mechanic repair, If that's what it is and that's what your account is under, that's fine as long as your client knows that. So any questions, any assistance that I can give, I would be happy to help everyone. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now because we went through the main basics of the training, and then I am going to go ahead and answer those. So put them in the chat box. Feel free to unmute yourself